John, kia ora, Merry Christmas.
Kia ora, Merry Christmas to you, and my genuine sympathies to people if this has been a tough year. If things like you've mentioned, job loss, of those other things have made things especially tight, and you're trying to be frugal and wise and everything, but it's just you just don't have as much to go around, and
Yep.
so. Can I just? I've just got a couple of little tips to help you get through a Christmas that might be that might be a bit tougher. And the first is focus on what you do have.
Hmm.
You know, one of the secrets of a happy life is to focus with gratitude on the things that you have rather than what's missing. I mean, you can always find people that are doing things better than you,
Yep.
but if you've still got friends, if you've got family, if you've got your health, it would have to be an awful, terrible year if you'd lost all of those things as well as everything else. So
Yep.
at least be grateful for those things that you do have. Yes, you're looking around the mall and everyone seems to have more money and bigger grins than you do. But if you've got those kids, you've got that health, you've got a roof over your head still, you've got people that are wanting to be friendly to you, you have a degree of wealth that might not appear on a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And so honestly, it takes a strength of character, an energy to be able to shift your focus off your woe and onto the things that you do have. I don't want to sound too Pollyanna-ish about all this, but
Yep.
honestly, it does help let a little bit of sunshine into a bleak environment.
Puts things in perspective
Comes,
a bit, yeah, doesn't it?
yeah. Hey, can I just say it's probably a little bit late, now to saying this, but honestly, plan your Christmas as much as you can
Yep.
rather than tumbling into it. I mean, and could I just say one of the big tips is realize that Christmas is bigger than Christmas Day.
Yep.
If you can relocate some stressful events onto Boxing Day or onto that weird time between Christmas and New Year,
Hmm.
do that.
Yep.
It might be that you just want a quieter actual Christmas day. And especially try and avoid commuting between family members
Oh, yeah.
rather than racing halfway across the city from, one overfed event to another. Say, hey, what say I come across on Boxing Day and help you eat the leftovers?
Yeah.
And then you can have a more relaxed time. The kids will enjoy not being loaded into a hot car and moving around
Oh, yeah.
being
Yeah.
transported for hours and hours. And so try as much as you can to avoid rushing this
I
Christmas.
think that
Your nerves will be grateful.
I think this is a really good idea. And like you say, maybe it's too late for some people on Christmas Eve. Maybe you're locked in with all of these
Yes.
commitments, but you can say to yourself, okay, we're going to do one more lap on this.
Yeah.
Next year's going to be different. I don't need this
Next
amount of
year.
stress. I don't
Yeah.
need I don't need to have a list of obligations at Christmas time. And I love the idea of, hey, why keep all the Christmas joy for one day? Let's spread it right through into New Year's Eve. A
Yeah.
wonderful way
Yeah.
of making those, I suppose, those commitments, those obligations to connect with family, and just making it a longer season rather than all on
Yeah.
one day. Great idea, John.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, this might be the right time to call a truce with your ex. The first Christmas after a breakup is hard, especially if you have to shuffle your kids backwards and forwards to the ex and their family and whatever. And so, as much as possible, uh, factor in a grace margin. Realize that on Christmas Day, things don't run to plan. The turkey is taking longer to cook, and so you arrange to pick the kids up at 2 p.m., but they haven't even started eating at their place
Yeah.
at 2 by 2 and things like that. Just expect that and factor it in. So when you get the call, say, hey, I'm sorry, we're running late and I can't pick the kids up until 4. Just go, that's okay, because you're expecting it.
Yeah.
And so this is just, I'm not being much of a prophet here, but I can tell you things seldom run to time on Christmas Day. So
Exactly, and that was the case for the first Christmas as well. So why should we think it'd be any different 2,000 years
absolutely.
later? Things did not go according to plan.
No.
So using
So,
from grace,
so
whether it be with your ex or for other family members that aren't part of that aren't keeping to your schedule, a bit of grace and forgiveness all round.
Look, maybe this is why you kick that extra touch. He knows that that person always runs late.
Yeah.
But hey, rather than just practicing your venomous little speech about why they can't run to time, practice your little speech of how it's okay, it's Christmas. I know how these things go.
Yeah.
And you know what? You'll find yourself winding down your tension. This might be the Christmas that you do things differently.
Hmm.
I mean, if you're trying to do the same things that you've done every other year when you had more money, when had more people around the table, maybe it's going to not work. And so maybe this might be the Christmas that you have something different.
Yeah.
Rather than having a big meal at home, maybe this might be the day that you have to say, Ali, we're going to have a picnic instead.
Hmm.
Maybe and something like this. Try something new. And can I just say, even if you've had a rough year and you've lost your job and things have gone wrong and everything like that, don't feel bad about enjoying yourself.
Mm.
If you find yourself having a bit of fun and enjoying things, that's okay. If you're grieving someone, some people feel guilty about enjoying themselves. They really do. They sort of feel, oh, look, we should still be feeling a bit sad that dad died in November or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, the nature of grief is that the sting fades to an ache.
Yeah.
And that ache might be with you for the rest of your life, but the sting fades. Smiles can return, laughter can return. Don't feel bad about enjoying yourself. Hey, I wish everyone a much better Christmas than the type of Christmas I've been painting for people. I hope that.
And I love
But
that.
what I'm doing is just saying, hey, this is, if it has been a tough year,
Yeah.
you can get through Christmas and still enjoy it. I
Just,
hope everyone does.
yeah, no, so to thank you for that. I just wanted to pick up on the last comment that you made, because the first Christmas after you've lost someone is always going to be tough, and it's
Yeah.
easy to be a bit miserable about it. But actually, it's a shame that that person's no longer celebrating Christmas with you.
Yes.
But if it was somebody that you loved and loved you, chances are that they wouldn't be happy that you're miserable about it. How would
No.
they connect with Christmas? If they were there, what sort of a day would they like to have for Christmas, and have that Christmas even if they're not there
That's
to
right.
enjoy it with you? John, thank you for all that you've brought to the program throughout the year. To you and yours, a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for the joy and the wisdom that you've shared. Thanks so much for being on the program once again.
Oh, it's an absolute privilege. Cheers.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.